I tried to buy an option last night. Well, most of your day because I slept during the trading hours. But the stock jumped too high, and my order didn't go through. At least my dad bought some shares the previous week, and his position has built up nicely. I said that we should see a lot of support around this price because the stock was looking oversold now. Whether the stock still has more to drop or not is a different story, but what we have seen is market behavior. In any case, it appears that people think that Tesla is a deal at $21.05 right now, and want to buy up the stock based on this. Although I feel like I've been talking about some serious events coming from this company for most of the year, they haven't happened yet. Investing in Tesla at times is like watching grass grow. It happens slowly at first, but then all of a sudden, it seems like we have reached a new bottom, and it would take something serious to get below that again. Next, we will hopefully get to discover the new top. Something magical happens, similar to how you watch hand after hand of poker and wait for a hand that matches the flop. All you have to do is make sure you are in when that hand comes up. Cybertruck should blow the stock price out of the water. There are a lot of people who don't think this car will ever go into production, and even more of them who don't even think it will work. They say things like there will be huge panel gaps, leaks in the rain, bed steel that won't stay in place, and so on. The stock price will certainly rise once those trucks are delivered to the eagerly anticipated customers. The stock price will likely rise more than the Cybertruck will be worth even in a year at volume production, because there will be a renewed faith in Tesla's engineering and capabilities. This confidence will affect not only the stock price but also the company's and Tesla's ability to deliver on what they promise, even if years later. Although there are a ton of upcoming goods that will benefit the finances far more than the Cybertruck, the Cybertruck will act as the Highland is a very important vehicle. Even though it's not a brand new model, it's a really big update. We expect Tesla to incorporate all sorts of cost savings into this vehicle, remembering that the Model 3 used to be a luxury vehicle and was priced accordingly. Now that the prices have been cut, it doesn't need to be as luxurious, and it can get away with less refined features. But primarily, we have new manufacturing processes. The pinnacle right now is to demonstrate that Tesla can achieve these engineering marvels. If that's possible, then maybe 4680s or maybe FSDs, maybe robots, etc. And some of those added zero to the market cap. Parts removed and what is sounding like a new battery pack. In other words, there's a good chance that we end up with a better car that costs less to build a car with more range of 300 miles EPA. If it's true about this new 66 kilowatt-hour battery, if Tesla have really got the manufacturing cost of this vehicle down, it is such a big deal we can get margins up again, of course. The biggest deal here is the fact that all these updates to the Model 3 will then be replicated to the Model I with the Juniper update. Can you imagine if we get Model 3 and Model I cost down and suddenly we start seeing margins around 23% or possibly higher? Remember, the price of the raw materials are coming down too. Sure, there could always be a global recession too, and the car industry will get hit, and Tesla can't weather the storm better than all the others. Like we used to think that demand buffer was not quite what it seemed at the time. However, EV popularity is still growing, and if Tesla have an updated look and feeling in their vehicles will also be beneficial. In addition, demand increases the incentives for owners of existing Model 3 vehicles to purchase a new Tesla, giving them the possibility to potentially acquire an additional 50 miles of range. I would have switched entirely to the new Model 3 if the price of Tesla stock was still hovering around its peak. I predict that we will have a new short-term trading range of about $230 to $260 for the time being, especially since the Model S plan will not be offered in right-hand drive anyway. I believe that's about where the current situation and events are priced in. From there, the macros could move it, especially if we start to hear that interest rates are actually going to decline in 2024. If that happens, the markets will party, especially for Tesla, which would imply that the price of Teslas is declining and that demand would rise, all else being equal. We might learn more this week regarding what is happening at Jackson Hole. When certain events seem more likely, such as increased confidence in Cybertruck deliveries, I believe there is a wider trading range of maybe 220 to 290. However, if Cybertruck and Highland are launched, I still believe that the stock should push over 300 as long as the economies are holding and we haven't entered a recession. There doesn't seem to be much opposition at that stage, and if we can reach 300, things might continue from there. For example, Gen 3 might unveil Mexico's Megapack, Shanghai, or the Nevada extension might start construction. And maybe this was all planned by design. Burn all the shorts who are most likely still in the shorting Tesla nail thinking, It's going to go back down to 100 then, they'll have to cover their positions too. I'm also expecting a record quarter for production and deliveries in Q4, the reasons being that production should be more efficient after these shutdowns, and thus more vehicles produced. Also, there could be a bit of backlog after the shutdowns due to lack of supply. Then Q4 is always the biggest quarter for the audio industry, so add all that up and it should be record deliveries, and hopefully margins have increased somewhat too due to these new manufacturing efficiencies. So as long as there's no major negative surprises, either macro or micro, and these events occur, then the stock could be trading even mid-300s or higher if serious FOMO starts to kick in. This does, however, take us to 2024, which we have to be concerned about. Why? Because one of the most negative events for the stock is likely to occur: Elon selling off, and he has indicated that he would be selling in 2024, and the stock will get hammered as a result. And if the stock price has risen well above 300, then it's probably a good time for him to be selling. Elon has a history of timing his stock sales well. For the remainder of 2024, the focus will be on waiting for the Model Y to receive its tuna as per the update, which should be as good as we expect for the Highland. For the most part though, there will just be progress reports. Cybertruck production is progressing, as is the Megapex in Mexico, Nevada, and Shanghai. Energy scaling is progressing, as are 4680 sales. To ensure a comfortable retirement lifestyle and to accomplish your financial goals, you should work with a financial advisor to create a retirement plan. Finally, it's critical to keep in mind that the FSD in cars, like the Tesla insurance RoboCab, are the only subjects of our research. The only important criteria for our research are Tesla's FSD car sales, since solar energy storage and Tesla are not included due to a lack of hard data. If your rate's wise to exercise caution and weigh both the best and worst case possibilities while making stock investments, you can steer clear of future regrets by adopting a more cautious strategy and concentrating on the bear case. For instance, if you held on to just 300 Tesla shares for 8 to 10 years without selling, you might have enough money for retirement with a value of about $880,000. Though one would think that we are bound to keep hearing that Tesla will hold off until 2030 because there are so many new products that we hope to see with exceptional engineering and research behind them. To finally get a reveal of this Gen 3 vehicle, possibly even showing a compact and a van, Elon will do a variety of things that could impact the stock price. Third, the macros, the markets, and the delays. The patience of the bulls has been impressive. We haven't had a new product since the Model Y. Tesla is worth roughly 10 times the size because the industry grows slowly despite the amount of technology involved. The products are large and take a long time to set up manufacturing for the masses and get prices down to be affordable for the masses. Over these extended periods, a lot can occur that will impact the stock price. There is truly nothing like Tesla when it comes to large cap stocks in terms of volatility. Thank you for listening, and please remember to subscribe and give it a thumbs up.